life is going to throw curveballs at you. You're not responsible for that, but you're responsible for how you're going to act after that. First thing is that this is a custom-built battery module. The reason is we were looking at how do we save weight. It's an active heating technology combined with few other technologies to create a microclimate for the gamer's hand. But the biggest pain point that we came across was gamers tend to lose their finger dexterity over a period of time. Really, in my head, it's not really esports, it's really sports. I think that's where gaming is heading to. It's more than 3 billion people in the world who are playing games, right? At the end of the day.
And that's a big number.
That's almost like half of the world population.
Hello and welcome back to TechVerse, where we talk about innovation and technology that shapes our futures. From groundbreaking AI to everyday quirky gadgets that shape our lives. This is a podcast where we talk about all things tech. So if you are a tech enthusiast or someone who is genuinely curious about what the future may hold, this is the podcast for you. We will be talking with visionaries who will be shaping the future in a world full of tech. On this episode of TechVerse, we will be having a deep dive into a topic that is near and dear to millions, and that is gaming. So to talk all about gaming and all the tech-related fun bits that is involved in gaming, I am joined by a very special guest, and that is Amila Pathirana, the CEO and the co-founder of GamerTech, which is also an innovative arm that came to being with MAS Innovations. Hello, Amila.
Hi, Dasani.
How have you been?
Very good.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Can I ask you, what is this gadget that we have here today?
Oh, yeah. Let me introduce to the world's first performance wearable for gaming and esports.
Lovely.
So this is something that we created in Sri Lanka. So this is a performance enhancing glove designed for gaming and esports. The reason is that we since 2018, we started looking at what are the biggest pain points that gamers go through. And we realized that there are 4 big issues that they go through. One is their handheld. Now, as you know, if you're a gamer, if your fingers don't work, then you're not able to play. And that's when we saw this opportunity. Can we create something that can help them address that issue as well as help them improve performance? So we looked at a whole range of different technologies, product solutions, and then we started narrowing down, okay, trying to create a microclimate when you're gaming that can improve your hand dexterity, finger dexterity with APMs, which are the actions per minute, is something that we thought that's going to work well in the market. And we also went to different markets and validated this as well. We work with some of the professional esports organizations, lifestyle gamers to come up with this solution. And we spent about almost like 4.5, closer to 5 years on R&D. Now we are looking at getting to commercialization in foreign markets.
What's so cool about this?
Let me first try to show you how this glove works. This is really like being in production, or rather in development for the last so many years. Right. This is one of the partner versions that I'm introducing. So first thing is that this is a custom-built battery module. The reason is we were looking at how do we save weight. Because if you're going to play games, you don't want any distractions.
Absolutely.
And also why a glove form factor is because we want to make sure that they're able to comfortably wear something and give them that performance boost that they're looking for. Now, if you're really playing at a competitive level, a microsecond difference is between you and that finish line or the gold medal.
It's crucial.
Right? It's crucial.
Yeah.
So that's what we really try to solve for. What this has is a proprietary technology, which we call the thin film thermal regeneration technology, which is a mouthful. But it's an active heating technology combined with few other technologies to create a microclimate for the gamer's hand. So what it does is it helps you move your fingers rapidly because it gives you that what you call the heating technology that improves with your APMs, as well as it has dexterity as well. So it kind of combines all these different technologies together to help you play for longer, plus at a higher APM level. That's what this glove is designed to do.
Wonderful.
and it also has cool RGB lighting as well. There you go. It's also a machine washable glove. You remove the battery module. You can use this as a regular glove.
Right.
But the whole idea is that you can, if you are working in front of a computer, if you're playing games, you're going to have all this strain that you're going to put on your hands and fingers.
Right.
And this is going to help you sort of navigate through that, as well as, keep you going for longer.
Oh, amazing. Amila, you've spoken about a lot of these issues and challenges that gamers face that especially affect their performance. In sort of layman terms, so a lot of us can understand, what are some of these issues that you've identified and that GamerTech is trying to aid gamers with?
Yeah. So when we started this journey, I myself is a gamer. I have been playing games for the last so many years. As you can see, I'm already wearing glasses. That's one of the biggest issues that we came across.
Right.
But the biggest pain point that we came across was that gamers tend to lose their hand-finger dexterity over a period of time, especially as you age. And also, if your hand health is not taken care of, you're not able to play. So that was their biggest fear, not being able to play, not being able to do what they love. And the other issues are really around posture, because as you know, if you're a gamer or if you just work in front of a computer, you tend to compromise on your posture. That can have long-term repercussions. And especially in the lifestyle gaming segment, our research also showed us that if you do have a bad lifestyle, that leads to some of these NCDs, non-communicable diseases. So out of these four, as GamerTech, we decided to sort hand health as one of the categories, and then also posture and thermal comfort as the other aspect of that we want to solve.
Right. Do you mind if I try this?
Absolutely, go for it. And tell me how you feel about it.
Absolutely. Now, this is also a part of, GamerTech is actually a part and parcel of MS Innovations. Would you mind giving us a bit of an insight as to how that partnership came about?
So GamerTech is really incubated with MS Innovation. MS Innovation is the central research and development arm of MS Holdings.
Right.
MS Innovation is really looking at two aspects of it. One is how do we look at core technologies that can supplement the core business of MS, and then also product and technology division, which is looking at how do we go after new market opportunities, how do you solve for big consumer problems that are being either not being addressed or underaddressed. That's where we come in. So we saw this opportunity as gaming and esports started really booming, really just after the pandemic, right? Everyone was stuck at home, everyone started playing games.
Yes.
But we started our journey way before. We really believe that, gaming is one of those industries that's going to disrupt two main industries. One is entertainment, the other one is sports. Because that's why you call it esports, right? Because really in my head, it's not really esports, it's really sports. And that's why there's a discussion around how esports is going to be Olympic sport as well.
Are you excited about that?
I am. But then again, I think from an industry point of view, there are a lot of things that need to happen most probably.
Right.
Unlike a traditional sport, which no one really owns IP for that particular sport. When it comes to gaming, the publishers own the IP for those games. So there would be certain discussions. Publishers are running their own leagues at this point, like the Call of Duty League, like the Dota League. So I think there are a lot of different things that's going on from a competitive gaming point of view. But I think it'll all evolve. And I think the biggest opportunity is also that there are more and more people getting into gaming, especially that we are more digitally connected. There's more content that you can access via gaming. I think that's where gaming is heading to. It's more than 3 billion people in the world who are playing games, right? At the end of the day.
And that's a big number.
That's almost like half of the world population.
In terms of Sri Lanka, just to add on, since you brought in numbers, what is Sri Lanka's market share for gaming like? Has it been growing?
So there's no direct data that we could access at this point.
Right.
But what we know is that if there's a high bandwidth data connection, there's a chance that they might play games. But also Sri Lanka is more on the mobile gaming side, I would say, because that's the access that is easy access, right? Everyone owns a smartphone these days. Getting some of the more expensive gaming gear like the consoles, the content, and then high-end PCs are a little bit more expensive. Might not be for everyone, but I think more and more kids are going to get into gaming as they get a little bit older. And you know that there are the industries booming as well, content creation, influencing in the gaming industry. So I think there are a lot of other aspects that can come into gaming. But I think it'll evolve. Unfortunately, Sri Lanka is kind of disconnected from everywhere else. And also very smaller population, so might not be necessarily attractive to some of the bigger publishers, I would say.
Right.
But I think there's a great opportunity from a regional point of view, though.
Very cool product.
Oh,
It's
thank
quite
you.
comfortable as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we try to do when we design this. We want someone to wear this for the longest time.
Yeah.
And the way we designed this was that, we kind of want to create a very comfortable product, what almost going to feel like a second skin. So that after a while you're going to get used to it, that you don't feel that you're wearing this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a good cup of coffee.
It is really. I could use some caffeine and it definitely tastes like Lavetsa.
You sound like someone who really know your coffee, and it actually is.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't realize it.
So Amila, what is your go-to piece of tech for running GamerTech?
So when it comes to GamerTech, one of the key technologies that we use is our proprietary heating technology, which is called TFTR,
Right.
which is actually currently patent pending, which we should get granted sometime soon. What it really does is that it helps us increase the APM's actions per minute in gamers when it comes to gaming. So it's basically about your finger dexterity. So that's what one of the go-to technologies. We are looking at other technologies like haptics, active cooling.
Right.
We already have our RGB lighting platform. So there's a lot of tech that we're exploring, but this is one of the key technologies that we use when it comes to GamerTech.
Speaking of evolving technology, gaming is also evolving at that same pace. If you were to kind of give us an insight as to what are these tech trends that we can expect in the next few years or decades in gaming?
Not too sure about decades, but within the next few years, artificial intelligence is going to have a huge impact on gaming. You would have also seen that there's a whole trend around how most of the publishers, especially when it comes to gaming companies, there are layoffs. And I'm assuming that's to do with artificial intelligence because you now are able to do a lot of workload being automated using different technologies.
Right.
But what I'm also excited about is like with some of the new graphic technologies that are coming in, especially with things like Unreal Engine, graphics are becoming more hyper realistic. You can't say the difference between what's real and what's virtual. So I think those are some of the things that are really exciting for me. But I think there's a lot of underlying technology that are evolving as well, like your internet connectivity, because you need to have that to really play well.
Right.
With 5G, 6G, all those things going to have a huge impact on gaming.
So if I were to tweak that question a little bit, what sort of these futuristic tech trends are you really keen on incorporating for GamerTech?
So GamerTech main objective is to really help gamers improve performance and then manage and enhance their wellness. So what we're really looking for is like it is a sub-segment, I would say. So you have the mainstream gaming industry, and then you have people who play games.
Right.
So what we want to do is that we want to help them play better. So we would look at technologies that can enhance their physiological aspects, as I mentioned about earlier, actions per minute. Can we sort of potentially prevent some of the future injuries? Those are the kind of things. So we would almost go at like trying to help gamers be better gamers by giving wearable-based technology. That's what we look at as GamerTech.
Right. So Amila, what is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received?
So one of the best advice I got from one of my mentors was that life is going to throw curveballs at you. You're not responsible for that, but you're responsible for how you're going to act after that. And it's all about grinding and hustling, right? Especially when it comes to GamerTech, someone who has been playing games coming and saying, let's do something like this. It wasn't credible when I started. And I didn't take anything personal when I started this journey. So I think that's how we sort of really evolved as well. So I think life is going to throw curveballs at you. But you just need to keep going, it doesn't matter. But you just keep grinding. That's one of the best advice I've gotten so far.
Wonderful. Lovely. All right, Amila, we're shifting the gears a little bit into something that's more up your alley. You're a gamer. So we're heading into the rapid fire round, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your favorite game right now?
God of War still.
If your gaming chair could talk, what embarrassing thing would it say?
I have spent more time on that chair than on my bed.
All right. What is your most favorite gadget that is not related to gaming?
My Whoop Band 4.0.
All right. If you could collaborate with any tech company or platform, who would it be?
Good question. I would like to do something with PlayStation, especially with their 30th anniversary PS5 Pro.
Right, fair enough. And what is the weirdest gaming rumor you've ever heard?
That's a good question. Actually, when Black Myth Wukong was introduced first, people thought that was too good to be true. But then now they just released it, and it's one of the best games I've seen in a long time, which is also have a very nice storyline as well.
Right. If you could convert any household item into a gaming accessory, what would it be?
Household item. Maybe a blender for a zombie apocalypse game.
Okay. If you were a character in any game, what would your power or special move be?
Maybe facing through things and hack and slash. Those are the two things I would like to have.
If you were to play a game for the rest of your life, but it had to be a game from your childhood, what would it be?
Still God of War. God of War 3, God of War 1. All are like, I'm a huge fan of that franchise.
Right. A bit of an interesting one. If you were to fight one of these two, which one would you pick? 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
1 horse-sized duck. That's a boss fight.
I mean, yes. And my final question, what is one game that you play quite a lot, but you're a bit embarrassed to say it out loud? But now you have to say it out loud.
Well, one of the games I would go back to that I play, but embarrassed to talk about, is Bayonetta. And that's a game, yeah.
What's that game about?
It's like Devil May Cry, very stylish fighting, but with a lady with a long hand.
Okay, I get it. I get why you said that. Also, what's some advice you could give to everyone who's tuning in right now?
Someone who loves to play a game, I would tell others to play games. People have this myth around that gaming is inherently bad, which is not the case. It teaches you things like patience, strategy, teamwork. So there's a lot of upside to gaming. So I think you should really explore gaming to develop some of those skills, which might be in short supply these days.
There you have it. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors who make all of this possible. Aurel IT, our tech partner, as well as Colombo Coffee Company, our beverage partner. Amila, thank you so much for joining us. That was surely a very exciting conversation to understand the world of tech and how gaming and performance-enhancing equipment go hand in hand in today's day and age. So thank you so much for joining. Before you leave, we have a bit of a gift for you. This is something from everyone here at TechVerse.
Thank you.
This is something that will live on, just like this podcast on the internet.
Thank you.
We also have another gift for you. This is from our sponsor, our beverage partner, Colombo Coffee Company. So that's that. We would also like to remind all of our viewers and listeners that this podcast is available on multiple streaming platforms. That includes YouTube Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, as well as Apple Podcasts. Amila, before you leave, we have a mug for you to autograph on. So would you do me the honors of doing that?
Absolutely.
To our listeners, if you loved this episode, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and stay connected with us on our social media platforms. TechVerse is your ultimate guide to tech innovation, and we are also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, as well as YouTube Podcasts. Until next time, keep searching for the transformative power of technology. TechVerse, fueling your tech curiosity.